Intelligence may be artificial, but stupidity is original. What we need to guard against is the stupidity that we indulge in by relying totally on artificial intelligence. Earlier, we were the search engines. Now, what is happening is scrolling. But the advantage of this search, which we used to do, was that it gave us the ability to look into a lot of other material.
Right.
The Delhi High Court bar is a welcoming bar. It accepts everybody from everywhere. I was an accidental lawyer. I am used to pen and paper. I have also adapted that I do use technology to that extent that yes, it took some time before I could argue a matter just on the basis of my iPad. I used to, marvel at youngsters who used to do that. A trial court lawyer is an artist. An appellate court lawyer is only an art critic.
This video is sponsored by Zoho Sign, a complete eSign solution that offers Aadhaar eSign and e-stamping for Indian businesses. Stay tuned till the end of the video to know more about Zoho Sign. Let's Talk Legal Tech, powered by Zoho Sign, brings together some of India's foremost legal minds at a moment where law and technology are no longer parallel conversation, but deeply intertwined realities. With us today is Senior Advocate N. Hariharan, who is also the President of the Delhi High Court Bar Association. Thank you for joining us, sir, today. Welcome to LawBeat.
Thank you.
Before we get into questions about your journey and everything, there's one specific thing that I remember when I was watching one of your conversations was that you said, I'm no great shakes as a lawyer. I just got luckier at some point and I got designated. Do you think luck can outpace skill?
Well, when I said that, yes, luck does, play a role in life. It plays a distinctive role, especially in the legal profession, is what I feel. How is it that you have managed to be where you are today? So there is a mantra, which I tell youngsters. And the mantra is this, which I realized through experience, that one, you have to hang on. Two, what I felt was, and what I always tell people whom I know is this, that, ऊपर वाला जरूर आपको एक मुकदमा आपके लिए बना के भेजेगा.
As a lawyer.
As a lawyer. It will be that case which will make or break you. In the sense that, and I personally feel, he sends that to everybody. There's no luck there.
Right.
But there is a catch there. And the catch that is there is that he will not tell you which case it is. So you have to labor in relation to every case that you get, thinking that it is that case which is going to make or break you. So if you follow that path, that case will definitely land in your lap, and definitely it will create a kind of a divide in relation to where you stand and where you aspire to be.
What was that case for you?
Well, that happened way back in 2000. That time I was working with my senior, Mr. P.P. Grover, to whom I owe my existence. He was one of the finest criminal lawyers that I have seen walk on the legal firmament, both in terms of acumen and also as a repository of knowledge. And the case that I am talking of was an illicit hooch tragedy which happened in Delhi at that point of time by the name of the Surra tragedy.
Okay.
It so happened that on the eve of Diwali, there used to be a company which used to function from Ghaziabad by the name of Karnal Pharmacy. It is the case of the prosecution that to profiteer at that point of time in relation to the festivities, they mixed methyl alcohol instead of ethyl alcohol, because Karnal Pharmacy used to market two Ayurvedic drugs by the name of Mrit Sanjeevani Surah and another Surah, which were basically Ayurvedic concoctions in which the quantity of alcohol was a little high. It had around 18% of alcohol in it.
Right.
So the case of the prosecution was that methyl alcohol got mixed, due to which there were around large number of deaths in Delhi on the consumption of that spurious liquor. A lot of them got maimed. Some people got blinded. So in all, some 256 cases from different police stations of Delhi got registered at that time. there was hardly any police station which was left. Since it was widespread, it was all over the city. The accused persons in that had already exhausted themselves. They did not have much amount of money with them. The other element that happened was that around that time, my senior had expired. And these people did not have the money to afford a senior of that
advocate.
level. So they had no choice but to rely on me. So in my lap landed these cases by fortune, in which I learnt the ropes.
Right.
For 7 years, I lived with that case. There were around 8,000 witnesses whom I cross-examined. There were 256 matters which got clubbed together. There were 40 accused in that, which comprised of distributors, retailers, manufacturers. So ultimately, in the final analysis, the manufacturers got convicted under 304 for 7 odd years. Those appeals also I filed. I fought those appeals in the High Court. That went on for another 7-8 years. And ultimately, I secured an acquittal for all of them.
Wow.
So this was the journey which brought me at least to a situation where I could earn my living.
Right.
Because that case and the accused in those cases, they spawned many more. When they were in prison, they would refer matters to me,
Yeah.
make a reference to me saying that here is a lawyer who is laboring for us free of cost. So they had this kind of a mindset that they need to help me as well. So thus opened up a path which I never thought would open up.
Right.
Because I came some 3,000 kilometers away from here. Why I say that my senior was everything for me, because he not only taught me the language. You see, most of criminal law, the heart of criminal law lies in trial, not on the appellate side.
Yeah.
That is the place where criminal law takes its birth. For instance, a cross-examination happens there. This does not happen in a trial. You see, you lay the foundation there.
Yes.
You lay down a path. I still remember an oft-quoted saying, Justice Sam Variava, as he then was, one day, this was put to him on some interview which I remember. He was asked, what is the difference between a trial court lawyer and an appellate lawyer? Do you know what he said? He said, a trial court lawyer is an artist. An appellate court lawyer is only an art critic.
Yeah.
So the basic painting is painted at the trial. So the heart of any criminal matter is at the trial. That is where the foundation is laid.
And you say that you've also come 3,000 kilometers away, which is?
I belong to a place in Kerala. My father hails from a place called Kodungalur,
Okay.
which is a coastal town. But yes, it used to be a very famous place in its times. In medieval times, it was known as Musaris. That is the place from where the entire spice trade used to happen.
Right.
And my mother hails from a small place near Malappuram and Balghat. It's a small village by the name of Valayur. So I hail from there.
So when did Delhi happen and why? How come?
Delhi happened again by a quirk of fate, because I was being brought up by my grandmother till I was 6 years of age. It is then that my parents thought that it is time that I should join them here in Delhi.
A lot of people say Delhi is very cosmopolitan now. It's very open to people from, other states. And it's not the same in, say, other states when it comes to generally also and the bar also. You're also the president of the Delhi High Court Bar Association.
Incidentally, I am.
Yeah. So that cosmopolitanism, do you think it's there in the bar specifically?
Yes, of course it's there. As far as the Delhi Bar is concerned, I can speak for the Delhi Bar. That's where I belong. The Delhi High Court Bar is a welcoming bar. It accepts everybody from everywhere. The very fact that it accepted me as the president of the bar, chose me as the president of the bar, speaks volumes about it.
But in what way, you mean? You mean because you were...
There are no dissensions here in terms of caste, creed, or in terms of, region, anything of that kind. It's very cosmopolitan to that extent.
A lot of people say it's become more transactional now, Delhi as a bar.
What would you mean by transactional?
Maybe when it comes to, say, access networks, gatekeeping, all of those things, maybe to that extent somewhere there is some transactionalism.
Transactionalism, you'll have to define. I don't understand transactionalism.
It's very difficult to approach people within the bars, within the lawyer community also, often for a lot of youngsters also.
Not at all.
So maybe it's a perception.
It's a perception, and it's a wrong perception. You don't need to know somebody to reach someone out. You can just walk up to anyone. I guarantee you that.
That's good to know.
Not at all.
Now that you say it.
Not at all. Kindly give me some instance.
I mean, there's talk on social media and all of that. Youngsters talk that we don't get internships.
Youngsters probably have an inhibition in themselves. Maybe,
to approach. Right.
But then we are all very approachable. Very approachable. Invariably, you will be finding me standing near the canteens. You will be finding me standing under a tree discussing with the juniors. Anybody will walk up to me saying that this is the issue, this is a problem that I have, or this is a problem, legal problem that I have.
Yeah.
And not averse to giving advice.
So maybe you're an exception.
No, I'm not an exception. I'll show you so many of them.
Or a few of the exceptions.
No,
maybe.
not at all. Come to the canteen there. It's a live, thriving place.
Yes.
The perception which you are talking of, that how do I talk to this man? He seems to be a little old. He seems to be a little grumpy maybe. So maybe he's not that approachable as probably a Gen Z would be approachable to each other.
Perhaps.
Probably maybe because of that. And we are less available on social media and other things because these things are a little alien to us.
Yeah.
We are getting the grasp of it, but slowly, yes.
Coming to the grasp of, social media and technology also, is there anything technologically that you use in your daily workflows? Automation and everything now?
Automation, yes, definitely. We also have access to, anything that would be, how to term it, an electronic library. Okay. Though I also use all this that you look around you, because I've been used to all this.
No, I mean, I'm sitting here with a piece of paper and asking you this question.
Yes.
So it's a little bit of a paradox. But like say if you were to jot down a brief, or you were supposed to take notes for your, say, cross-examination, or you were trying to formulate some questions, would you use AI to assist you?
No. If you are talking about the aspect of artificial intelligence, I have yet to test that. I'm being upfront.
Okay.
Because I did a matter some time back. It was a civil suit, I remember. There was an injunction which was sought in the High Court. And probably the draft was done through AI. And what had happened was that it was profusely quoting things which had nothing to do with the subject.
Yes.
And I was, put into a very strange kind of situation because I had to point that out. To press my point, I was for the defendant. That had come on behalf of the plaintiff. When I brought it to the notice of the court got very agitated. And now the court wanted to take action against the person who had drafted it.
The lawyer.
And he was a young lawyer.
Uh-oh.
So then I had to change my hat. Because I also happened to be the president of the bar. So I had to come to the defense of the lawyer as well. So these kind of strange situations do happen. What I feel is that it's a little too early. AI will take its own time. It has to be used, according to me, as a tool, but not as a situation which will substitute yourself. It can't think for you. There are certain things in law which you need to do the thinking. You can't let AI do that thinking. Probably it may prove to be a good search engine to search some cases or some case law or something like that.
In that also it hallucinates often.
But at times, it will depend on the kind of search that you are probably giving it to do.
Yes.
So that human element is always there.
Absolutely.
So you can't, digress the entire situation by taking away the human element from it. So I think probably that is what leads us to these kind of weird situations.
So many citations also get quoted sometimes.
Yes.
They don't exist.
Yes.
And then you're looking for it.
This is like, giving a law exam, I remember in the earlier days. It used to be, a joke amongst us that if you don't remember the citation, just say R versus X.
Yes, we used to do.
Rex versus King.
We also used to do that.
But then you quote the proposition of law correctly.
Yes, true. And you still get marks. They used to say. Now, I don't know how many marks I got for that.
So
that
these kind of things
continued.
do definitely happen.
Yes.
So each age and time has its own faux pas. So
yes.
I guess this is the age of artificial intelligence.
And it's growing at a massive scale. The other day, sir, just thinking out loud, I was,
intelligence may be artificial, but stupidity is original.
You said stupidity. You pointed at me when you said stupidity.
I didn't point out at you, but so what we need to guard against is the stupidity that we, indulge in by relying totally on artificial intelligence.
Yeah, I think I'll have to keep that in mind now. Okay. But coming to your literary fascination, I know a little bit about it because
do you?
I have because I've heard you speaking on various forums. Read about you also a little bit. Not that I claim to know everything, but maybe authors like Manto or John Steinbeck, Gurdas Mann, Punjabi singer. I mean, that's like a huge pot of different kind of people. It's like one person is a Punjabi singer, one person is I've never read Steinbeck, but Manto does a lot of powerful, gory stuff also sometimes in his poetry, I think, which other people may say that is very intellectual, and other people may say, oh my God, this I can't read. Perception-wise, of course. So, do you think that is something that offers relief to you? Yeah.
See, literature has got a very different kind of appeal. It takes you away from the real world if it is fiction.
It does.
It creates a fictional world around you. It gives you intellectual freedom. When you read a book, you get the freedom to think about it, fantasize about it.
Yes.
It's very different as an experience from watching a film, say.
Absolutely.
I remember The Day of the Jackal. It used to be quite famous during our times as a movie.
Yeah.
But I have read the book. If you read the book, you will find the book to be more interesting than the film. What I'm trying to say is that literature is an experience in itself, and literature has got various facets to it. Poetry is one part of it. And fiction is another part of it. Apart from that, you have Urdu prose, for instance, or Urdu poetry, for instance. You have Hindi prose also for that matter.
Yeah.
Hindi poetry for that instance. Brij Bhasha, for instance. I remember a few lines, these are lines which I had read. In Akbar's times, it's interesting to note that two great poets of this country lived during that time. You must have heard of both of them. One was Tulsi Das, everybody has heard of him, the Ramcharitmanas. He used to write in Brij Bhasha.
Yeah.
The other great poet was Rahim Khan. You have heard of Rahim Ke Dohe? Now, Rahim Khan is buried right here, close by.
Oh.
He, in fact, was, to a certain extent, the benefactor of Akbar also for a certain time. He looked after him because he was the son of Bairam Khan.
Okay.
So, why I am referring to these two? Because these were contemporaries at that point of time. Now, I remember offhand a couplet which Tulsi Das had penned because Rahim Khan was known to be a very generous man. His generosity would see no bounds. So, looking at that generosity, Rahim Khan wrote 4 lines for him, asking him what is the source of this generosity. In relation to that, he says, ऐसी देनी जे देन जू कित सीखे हो सैन जो जो कर ऊंचा करो तासो नीचे नैन. Right? So from where have you learnt this manner of giving, that the more you give, more humble you become? To which Rahim Khan responds with equal elan. And what does he write? He says, in that very meter, देन हार कोई और है जो बेजत दिन रैन, लोग हम पर भरम करें तासो नीचे नैन. तो देने वाला कोई और है, लोग हम पर भरम करते हैं, इसलिए नैन नीचे हैं हमारे देते हुए. You see, this is what is the power of literature.
Yes.
This is what is the power of the words that come through it.
Do you write also?
I do write as well. Whenever I find the time. Now that time is a little not mine. But it gives you a different kind of feel altogether.
Absolutely. So it's like an escape for you?
It's not an escape. I enjoy it.
You enjoy it. Because there's so much of work to do and so many responsibilities. I had work also as a DHCBA president also. It kind of gives relief also.
Yes, it does. You see, everything has
like
a purpose.
Break.
Everything has a purpose to life.
Right.
DHCBA responsibilities, I don't take them as responsibilities,
Yeah. But
Those were chosen by me. It didn't come to me by default.
True.
I chose to be here.
That's a nice way of looking at responsibilities, because a lot of young people also, they struggle with the fact that, oh, responsibility aa gayi hai, now we have to, figure it out. The fact is that
I love my
choose
journey
a lot of things.
coming here and being the president of this bar, because this bar is the biggest bar of the country. Today, our strength is nearly 50,000. So we have our own myriad sets of problems, and we have our own distinct set of solutions also. This is a great bar because this bar responds to all kinds of things. You see, being the president of this bar has given me the opportunity also to try and do something for society as such. Probably that this is the office which would have given me that ability to do that.
Right.
Or the opportunity to do that. Not the ability, the opportunity to do that. That would be the right word. And why do I say that? When I was not the president, I remember in Kerala, that year, that was I think probably 2018, we had massive floods then in Kerala. And Kerala literally got washed away. That was the time when I decided at that point of time that I will do some fundraising and try and help people there. Even my own home got flooded there. And the fundraising that I entered into, I asked people, by and large, I am trying to tell you the large-heartedness of this bar. It was not 1 or 2 rupees which I managed to raise. I raised around 1 crore rupees towards relief and 8 wagon loads of relief material.
Wow.
And that is what we sent from here to Kerala. So this bar responded.
So you were not the president also?
I was not the president. I only happened to be from that state, and my state was in trouble. So look, it also speaks volumes about the cosmopolitan nature of this bar.
A lot of people say it also. Lawyers say it, litigants say it. It's true.
Then apart from that, now when I became the president, Punjab was faced with those floods. So what did we decide? We decided, I put this forth to the bar. I again raised funds. I came back to the bar. The bar responded. And I came with a different idea. I said that let us adopt a village there.
In Punjab.
In Punjab.
I saw that.
We adopted the village. And when I went there, you know what I experienced? In Punjab, I experienced that there was around 8 feet of debris which had submerged their lands. There were around 80 acres of land. That was the last post of this country on river Ravi. That was the village which we selected. It comprised of poor people. They were all tenants in that land. The land was not their own. Their produce was all submerged. They only told us that, sir, please clear this land for us. So that we are able to sow the crop for the next season. Otherwise, we will be caught in a debt trap.
Right.
You know what we did? I went there along with our team. We identified a local set of people there who had organized themselves into an organization called Akal Takht Ki Fauj. They said that we will do the Shramdan, sir. You provide us with the finance. And that is how there was synergy which was developed between the Delhi High Court Bar and Akal Takht Ki Fauj. And we cleared 70 acres of land within a period of 2 months and handed over those lands to those villagers. They were able to sow in that very season, and the harvest happened in Vaisakhi. I went during the time of the harvest. It was so satisfying. So this is what our bar does. Our bar responds. I doubt whether there is any other bar in this country which would respond to a situation like this. And mind you, every penny that we spent, what was raised, you go to the website of the Delhi High Court Bar, you will find an account of every penny which was raised, and you will find an account of every penny which was spent. It goes to the credit of the people of that village. They said that we do not want any cash, sir. You get this job done, we are happy with that. So all the payments which were made by RTGS transactions. It is open for a social audit at any point of time. It is there on the website. What we got and what we spent and what we saved. We saved some money out of that from what we raised. And interestingly, a little while thereafter, there was a clarion call from the High Court Chief Justice, from our Chief Justice, where in a PIL which was being done in relation to building a night shelter for the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, the Chief Justice asked us that please contribute something.
Right.
So what we saved from that enterprise, we contributed a sizable sum in relation to the construction of a night shelter in Ames.
Oh, nice.
So tell me, which bar does this? Our bar does this. I can proudly say that it is our bar which is doing these things, which are very different. You see, even the bar associations of Punjab cannot claim to have adopted a village there, which the Delhi High Court Bar Association adopted a village in Punjab. So our breadth and length and breadth of our operations, we respond to social issues all over the country. One hand at Kerala, at the other hand at Punjab.
So it's not just about lawyers only.
It is
you're
not
saying.
about law alone.
It's become about the larger public.
It is about larger things in life. Because lawyering is not just making money. It is listening to the call of the poor, the downtrodden, and those whose rights are trammeled every day. It is a question of your liberties. We address all these issues as lawyers. Making money is only one part of the story. I never heard of something called, what was
Pickleball?
Pickleball. For the first time I heard about that, and there were 300 entries.
Right.
Something which we have, we never had any exposure to. We have played football. We never played futsal in our times.
I don't even know about it.
Just 6 people on a much smaller ground playing football. 6 a team.
You don't have to run a lot, basically.
No, you don't have to run a lot because the size of the ground has been shortened.
Sorted for lawyers.
So, so these kind of things I have got exposure to. And of course, the traditional games of cricket and other things are being played, and there's a lot of interaction between, sides as far as lawyers are concerned, and bar associations at the district level and with other high courts. There's a lot of sporting activity happening.
Right.
See, as a bar association, we have made a definite conscious effort. We have, we came up with a very different kind of an idea this time. There's paucity of space. The amount of people who are taking to the profession has exponentially increased from our times, right? But the infrastructure has not expanded in that proportion. We are constrained for the want of space. Youngsters are constrained for the want of office space, for the want of, private spaces where they can interact with their clients. So we came up with a different kind of a scheme this year, and it just so happened that, we had expanded our canteen to a great extent. So one day it just struck me when I was sitting in the canteen. I found that, somebody whom I knew was sitting with a few of his friends, and I called the youngster across to me. I said, one or two of those persons whom I saw did not look, like from the friend circle in which the youngster used to roam around. I said, who are these guys? So it's close to me. So he said, sir, they are actually my clients. So I said, they are your clients. What are they doing in the canteen? He said, sir, we don't have any space, so I brought them here. But I told them to wear black and white. So that, they would pass off as lawyers. So I discussed this with my, other union members of our team, the executive. And then we said, why don't we use this canteen space? It's a huge amount of space. The canteen functions till 5 o'clock in the evening. Why not give this space to the youngsters after that so that they can call their clients? There are some 200, 300 tables there. So some table space can be created. So thus spawned that idea, and we floated it to the High Court that we want to use this canteen after 5 o'clock, open it up to the youngsters of the bar so that they can call their clients. and that space is being put to use. So you have to think a little differently.
Out of the box, yes.
Out of the box. So we managed to do that,
Yes.
and it has paid dividends.
When you also started law, like studying law, did you have that thought process in your mind that I want to make a change? And
No,
that's
no,
why
I had
want
no
to
such
study?
purpose. I was an accidental lawyer.
Really?
No
Oh,
qualms
that's
in saying
interesting.
that. I actually, that's how it happens in this country, Pressures the population. You want to become a doctor, you turn up becoming a lawyer.
Why is it that a lot of people say that back in the day, whoever didn't know what to do ended up being a lawyer? और
That's
जिसकी
because,
कहीं admission नहीं हो रही है
yes. I also happen to be from the same rites of passage. Huh?
Really?
My rites of passage are no different.
So you mean that you didn't want to get into law only?
No, it's not that I didn't know anything about law. I had no exposure.
The first generation.
In our time, I'm a first generation lawyer. In our times, the sought after professions were that of being a doctor or being an engineer or, doing an MBA or something like that.
Right.
Nobody had law in its mind. Until and unless, we had a background, it was the last thing which came to our mind.
So
So
why?
I just bumped into the faculty of law. Actually, I was a student of science. So I had done an honors at that point of time in botany, physics and chemistry. Physics, chemistry and biology. So I did an honors in botany at that time, and I was going towards the Faculty of Sciences to do a post-graduation in botany. In the meanwhile, on Probin Road, this was the first institution which came on its way. So there were people who were standing in a line trying to fill up a form. So I also queued up. Out of curiosity, I said, what is happening here? So the forms are being filled for law. So I said, okay, let us fill this form also. You never know, you may not get an admission in MSc.
Wow.
So I just filled up the form. And my name appeared in the first list. So I quickly went and filled up the fee. That let us save a seat. And the classes started here.
The other course.
No.
The
I'm
law
talking
course.
about the law course. I had of course gone and filled up my seat for doing a post-graduation in sciences also. But then Professor Upendra Bakshi happened. Professor Upendra Bakshi took our first class of Indian legal systems.
Oh, wonderful.
And I got hooked onto law. I said, this is what I'm going to do.
Destiny.
So that's destiny. You could say that.
Absolutely. I think so. Yeah.
And we, of course, we studied in different times. We had great teachers. Dr. Bakshi, at that time, Professor Bakshi came into class smoking a pipe. And he said that those who are bothered about the smoke are free to leave. Those who have come for attendance can mark their attendance. And they are also free to leave. And those of you who wish to smoke are free to smoke. So for a person who's around 20 years of age at that time, what could be a better option here? So I immediately took out my cigarette and asked for a light. I said, sir, can I have a light? And he shared his lighter. I also lit up, probably on the second desk or the third desk. And I had a good smoke, he had a good smoke, and we had a great class. So I said, I'm going nowhere else. I'm going to be here.
Times have changed for sure.
Yeah.
Even in things have become very strict now. Straight jacket in a lot of law schools.
Oh, we had a great academic atmosphere, We loved being in these classes. I was taught by a man like Professor Tripathi. He used to teach us constitutional law. Right? I still remember there's a critique he wrote on Golaknath. The critique that he wrote is a very famous critique. Subsequently, Keshavananda Bharati happened.
Right.
And portions of the critique find its way in the Keshavananda Bharati judgment. But Professor Tripathi went unacknowledged.
Oh.
So he had a very typical way of, starting his class in relation to fundamental rights. And especially when he used to come to this section of right to property and Golaknath and Keshavananda Bharati. So he would, start with a very typical question saying that how many of you are science students? So somebody raised his hand. He said, all right. Supposing I am sitting under a tree and then, I have an apple in my hand. I throw the apple up to the sky. What is going to happen? So obviously somebody will say, yes, sir, it will come down. Don't say any one of you can say why it comes down. So these science students would probably come up with an answer saying this, that yes, sir, it will come down because of gravity. He said, exactly. So what has Newton got to do with it? Come, let's start Golaknath and Keshavananda Bharati.
Oh, that's
So we had teachers
hurtful.
like this. So we had teachers like this. So they used to keep us, in
On your
class.
toes.
They used to keep us in class because of the interest they would generate in the subject in their own distinct fashion. We had a man like Madhav Menon, Professor Madhav Menon. He used to teach us criminology. He was the professor in charge.
Right.
We were the guinea pigs on which the experiment of the national law schools happened, if I could say that,
Right.
because we were subjected to the case law study of teaching.
Do you think that it should also be taught technology usage, technology management? How do we adopt it in law schools? Do you think that is something that should
Yes,
be
no
taught
harm,
now?
no harm in
AI
teaching
perhaps.
them, because otherwise, as I just gave you an example of what happened in court, those kind of incidents will proliferate.
Yeah.
So if you get to know how to use the tool, definitely
Better
it will help. I remember, when Justice Bhatt used to be heading the division bench out here in Delhi. I have always been an old-fashioned lawyer, We depend on files, we depend on making notes in terms of what we read. And he was a judge who was far ahead of his times then. I still remember him, Justice Badar Durez, Justice Muralidhar. These were judges who were quite far ahead of their times because they used to think in terms of, conserving paper, making the High Court a paperless court. And we couldn't imagine, we're going to argue an appeal and I'm supposed to open a laptop and I'm supposed to address the court from the laptop. That entire file will be there. I'm used to pen and paper. I'm used to putting pen to paper.
Yes.
So this constant struggle used to be there. I used to go up with my files and he used to say, no, sorry. Now, I don't say that I am fully comfortable with it. But yes, I have also adapted that I do use technology to that extent that yes, I do look into e-files. I find them more convenient,
Yeah.
in the sense that I can carry them on my iPad anywhere. I can look into it. And slowly my mind is adapting it to that kind of technology.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to give this as an example, that at this age, if we are able to adapt, definitely a tool as an AI, which is a powerful tool, which will save on time. If it is taught in law schools, how to use it. Because I'm sure because these law schools have definitely, refined research to a great extent. Now there are two ways of looking at it. Today you talk to a youngster, immediately he will open his iPad and you talk about any kind of proposition. He will, conduct a search and come up with 20 judgments to you.
Yes.
Right?
Because there are search engines now
There are search
specific to
engines.
them.
But earlier we were the search engines. We used to search for material in these commentaries. Those volumes which you see, which are there now more or less as decorative pieces in most offices.
Yeah.
But the advantage of this search, which we used to do, was that it gave us the ability to look into a lot of other material.
Right.
You are searching for proposition X, but you are getting material for proposition Y and Z. Your mind immediately correlates when you look into it that yes, I can use this probably in that matter. That now you are deprived of that.
That exercise.
That exercise, that mental exercise where you get exposed to different kinds of things. You read up into areas which probably you will not get to those areas when you do a direct search. The other day I picked up a very interesting, I had been to Coorg, and at Coorg at a bookshop, I picked up something very interesting and I have kept it with me. It says, don't scroll, read. It sums up the entire thing in those three words.
Absolutely. What's going on?
Now what is happening is scrolling. What we used to do at that point of time was reading.
It's like fast food, sir.
Yes.
It's more comforting, so a lot of people
So therefore, your attention spans have become much smaller.
Absolutely. I also think so.
In fact, I don't know, because you're doing a very long podcast. I don't think anybody is going to have that kind of a patience to, hear us babbling around for so long, because their attention spans are very small.
They do. People love watching our podcast, especially with you. They're going to enjoy it. I'm saying this because a lot of youngsters reach out to us, sir, and they say that now we are listening to people on your podcasts instead of listening to music in the gym. So it's like two things. We're working out and we're listening to intelligent folks. So that's what's happening. That's the change now, a little bit when it comes to these kind of conversations.
Intelligent. Now, I don't claim to be intelligent anyway.
You are obviously intelligent. I think so, because there is a lot of conversation around how you conduct cross examinations, how good you are at it, and is there any specific modality you adopt or a specific thought process that you would advise to youngsters when they are conducting cross examinations?
Cross-examination is both an art and a science. Each man has his own style. You cannot develop a style by copying others. You have to find that style on your own. Number one. Number two, you need to master the facts. You read your file not once or twice. Read it to such an extent that you remember it. You be away from the file after having read it for a while and ruminate on it. So once you know the facts, you, after knowing the facts, have to formulate your defense as a defense lawyer.
Right.
Here is the problem. What is the solution that I will prefer? You have to think about that. Then there are a set of witnesses and a set of documents which you need to go through. The deposition of each one of them, the content of every document. So you need to read the file from cover to cover. Then you have to sift. There will be a lot of fluff along with the material that you have. So you will have to sift through that material as to what is relevant to you to attain that solution. And with every witness, you will have to do an exercise that what is it that I need to take from this witness. And when the cross-examination is being conducted, a few witnesses would have been examined, a few witnesses are yet to come. So you have to be on guard. What has been said by the other, you should remember.
Relevations,
Then there will be improvements in relation to what he has stated to the police as a previous statement and what he is stating in court at this point of time. So you should know as to how to marshal this improvement to your benefit. Do you need to confront him? There may be some improvements which he makes which suits you. So if you confront him, probably he will come up with an explanation. So you may have to let that go. So it comes. And it is also a question of experience. I always say that there is no criminal lawyer worth his salt who has not suffered a conviction in his life. I have suffered many. That also is a process of teaching you. Because then it takes you into that mode that where did I go wrong? What could I have asked? How could I have bettered that situation? So it puts that process into motion. And then with the passage of time and experience, you also get to know what to ask you may get to know. But what not to ask is more important. So what not to ask is a question of strategy. So you have all varying styles of cross-examinations in terms of various people. Some people have a cross-examination which is more psychological. He tries to read the mind of the witness.
Do you do that, sir?
My senior used to. I don't know whether I do that. Others can testify to that. You see?
Interesting.
So, there are so many facets to a cross-examination which probably cannot be explained in that sense. It has to be undergone. So the first and foremost thing that you need to learn, according to me, is to shed inhibition. There is an inbuilt fear which a youngster will have when he approaches a witness.
That my case won't go haywire.
Yes. So he has to get rid of that from his mind. So that inhibition has to go. Once the inhibition goes, then sky's the limit. Then he will adapt. He will improvise. And there will be good days and bad days. He has to realize that also. That also you will realize down the line. There will be some days you will be extremely good. And some days you will be cursing yourself. What an idiot I have been. Why did I ask this? And then that a cross-examination to a certain extent in terms of a defense lawyer gives him or builds in him a sense of power. Those 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it is between you and the witness.
Has a witness ever broken down and cried in front of you, and then you've basically cracked the
See,
case? Does that happen?
All kinds of things happen in a cross-examination. There is anger, there is repression, there is emotion. You witness all those things.
Basically confessed in front of the judge कि ये ऐसे नहीं हुआ था, like how it happens in movies sometimes. Do you remember?
See, movies, that is poetic freedom. You see? Real life and movies, there is a little bit of difference. Though they derive from real life.
They are pretty, nowadays similarities there in court
You
scenes.
find some good movies, for instance. I remember good cross-examination. If you ask me from a movie, there is a movie which Amitabh Bachchan, I think it is probably Pink. What a good cross-examination there. I found it interesting.
Yes.
So you will find.
So your favorite case, cross-examination, or your favorite case that you really look back on and are very proud of?
Nothing like that.
Of course, it doesn't have to be sub judice now. Something that's already done and over.
No, see, there's nothing like that in the sense that every case is a journey on its own. Even today. Every case is a journey. And whether it is an appellate side or it is on the original side, where you indulge in a cross-examination. See, a trial is actually a trial because there is a lot of tribulation in it. It's a relatively long-drawn process. And the path is unknown.
Going back a little bit to the Bar Association and the Delhi Bar, one quick question I wanted to ask you, which I missed earlier, was about the commercial viability of Delhi High Court now, in terms of more cases coming in to the Delhi High Court. Say, for example, the personality rights cases. People say that the registry is more quick, they are better off. The court is generally a better commercial court than, say, a Bombay High Court. Is there a reason for it, why that's happening?
This is the registry of the Delhi High Court was always probably one of the most efficient registries in the country.
Always.
Always. Because here is a court where the registry responds the manner in which the court functions. You file a matter today, it will come up tomorrow. It very rarely happens. I have known, I am not naming those states, I have done matters outside, where it takes 4 to 5 months for a bail application to be listed. It still happens. But in Delhi, you will get a listing the very next day.
There's a lot of talk that, people get listed matters because of preferences or because they're well-known names, but it's the norm you're saying.
Not at all. The Delhi High Court essentially works on a computerized system, a digitalized system for a very long time.
So it's all technology
It
driven?
is all technology driven. You do not know on which roster your matter may go. Of course, those rosters are designated like criminal roster or a civil roster or original roster elsewhere, the commercial division. But then to whom it will go is a total matter of chance.
So why aren't other states able to adapt this?
It is getting simulated. It takes time.
And also, sir, one quick question about the fact that there is now this whole conversation also happening about internships and stipends that should be given to youngsters. Apart from that, I think, yes, I'm a great believer that, yes, litigation requires some bit of push initially, definitely, and that should happen. But there's also that technology-driven practice understanding that youngsters must be equipped with. A lot of these technology-driven practices may be more expensive for some people to afford also. Do you think the Bar Association could think of equipping youngsters in the near future when it comes to, say, AI courses or technology-driven practices, automations?
Yes. We do that in the sense that over the period of time that I have been here as the president and before also, you will find that there are a lot of interactive programs which happen. In fact, we have a constant interaction program. Every month we have 2 or 3 lectures which happen on various fields, various subjects. There's a lot of sporting activity also.
Yes.
So much so that you may say that, it's the National Institute of Sports.
Yes, it happens a lot.
Lawyers are, it's one facet which I found to be very interesting as the president because we got to organize so many of these sporting events. And the stipend aspect which you have spoken, yes, definitely I feel that when youngsters are working, there are two aspects to this. One, you are learning life skills which are going to stand by you for a lifetime. What you get from your senior is how to earn a living over a period of time. So it is not an employer-employee relationship. You see, you have to view this relationship very differently.
Right.
Because what is going to be transferred to you is what is going to make you earn your living for a lifetime. Have you heard of Guru Shishya Parampara in music? This is somewhat akin to that.
So you're saying it's nobility है इस profession में,
Yes.
उसको हमको maintain रखना
So
है.
that, because if it becomes commercial, then those life skills will not be transferred.
Right.
But yes,
I agree.
when I say that, I am also a votary of this, that people, at least you should pay them to the extent that they can keep their body and soul together and decide to be in this profession,
Absolutely, yeah.
be in litigation, not to run away from litigation because they couldn't withstand the financial pressure.
Yeah.
So that is our duty.
Makes sense.
So it has to be a balance. And I have seen both ends of the spectrum. You see, I have seen one set of seniors in our times who would not pay the junior at all. The logic used to be that if I don't pay, he will exert that much and settle faster. If I pay him and keep increasing his pay, he will get dependent on that.
It's like what the parents do sometimes.
That he will, then he'll consider it that he's on an employment,
Yeah.
on a salary. But that is not what he is here for. He has to take wings, develop those wings and take flight. So some kind of a balance has to be struck there.
Right. I think that was very insightful, sir. And I took up a lot of your time also. So much more than what was given to us.
I have been guilty because I have been procrastinating it on some cause or the other.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. It was so wonderful talking to
It
you.
was great talking to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
If you're an Indian business looking to sign agreements and contracts with Aadhaar, eSign, e-stamping and AI-powered agreement management, look no further. Zoho Sign is the signature choice of popular brands like Paragon Footwear, ACG World and many more. Zoho Sign readily integrates with popular Zoho apps and third-party apps including Microsoft 365, Google Workspace, HubSpot and many others. Zoho Sign is beloved by customers against competitors for its straightforward pricing, adaptability across verticals and business sizes, ease of use and no compromise compliance. It is a must-have for law and legal tech professionals who are looking to streamline and digitize their paperwork. For a detailed demo or any queries, you can reach out to the Zoho Sign customer support through the email ID in the description.